Cancer, welcome to your end of April 2022 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Alrighty then, let's see what we got here. The heart of the matter is the Knight of Swords. Oh wow. I'll tell you, that sun, we haven't seen the sun for a while in this kind of brilliance, so it really helps because I didn't have any lights on. The Knight of Swords, well, I did get the King of Swords. Knight of Swords is a card. This can be somebody who is currently occupying your thoughts or in your life, who is an air sign. So we're talking about Gemini, Libra, that's the one I always think of with Cancer, and Aquarius. And this, in terms of professions, this can be writing, teaching, so media, like journalism, and lawyers. So those types of people, those types of professions, maybe that's the type of profession that you have. And that might be something that you gravitated towards, especially because Cancer, as a sun sign, you might have Mercury in Gemini. You might have these inner planets in Gemini that are much more enjoying education and those kind of pursuits, or the media. But regardless, I mean, if this is a facet of yourself, you could be becoming more outspoken too. So in relationships, not holding back, saying what you feel. If this is another person, they might be kind of chaotic. There's a chaos associated with the Knight of Swords. This person blows into your life, turns it upside down, then is gone in the blink of an eye. In the past position, we have the Magician card, so there's much more self-reliance. There's much more of an ability to understand that you call the shots a lot of times. Obviously, we don't control everything, but sometimes people get in the habit of complaining about powerlessness in their own life, not really seeing how they contribute to that is their belief, and that's what outpictures itself. That's what manifests. The Magician is about resourcefulness and self-reliance. And the Magician has all that he needs to do what he wants to do. He has all four elements represented here. And the point of that is that, you know how some people will say, oh, well, I would have done this. I would start a new business, but I don't have the money for it, or I don't have the supplies. And this card is like saying, nonsense. You do have what it takes to do that if you really want to, if that's something that you truly want to do, because maybe there's a reason why you're not feeling like you can do something, and that has to do with your own limitations, not necessarily what is going on in your reality. Maybe you have a lot more ability to do things, but you're feeling stuck, or feeling like feeling those limitations that are self-imposed. Your cardinal sign, Cancer, you have a real side to yourself that is very self-initiating. And when I said self-initiating, it was 444. So if that's a sign for someone, then let me be the one to do that. But yeah, there can be this sense of you having what it takes to do what you want to do if you believe in yourself, obviously. That's one of the first things. The higher message, which is the bigger picture, is the Eight of Wands, and this is a card of full steam ahead. So, you know, the Magician card is associated with Aries, and I have that same vibe with this card, with the Eight of Wands, of just maybe having been in this period of stagnancy, and now all systems are go. And the great thing about that is that you have the opportunity to participate in something that it's like you're jumping on it. You're jumping on the train that is, it's like a high-speed train or something like that. So that requires that you are willing to, you know, take advantage of opportunities that may present themselves, and maybe they will present themselves in a very sudden kind of a way. You may kind of get lulled into this false sense of complacency, and then all of a sudden everything is, you know, go, go, go. And I think that maybe the reason I'm getting this is because the Aries energy happens to represent your 10th house of career. So I don't have my ephemeris in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that Mars is not there yet. And so that will really up the ante. But we do have some of this energy in, yeah, because there's like, yeah, that's true. It's in Pisces, yeah, because it's going to be in Pisces, because you know, I'm recording this in the part of April where there's all these planets in Pisces. And yes, that's very harmonious for you, Cancer, but it's in an area that is not really associated with that kind of worldly ambition. So when Mars goes into that 10th house, it's like, whoa, dynamite city here. Oh, let me do. What crosses you is the Wheel of Fortune. And this is kind of like, I think like with Cancer, there's probably some kind of block that you feel where you don't feel aligned with something. And for instance, I'm talking about this Aries energy, but Chiron is in Aries too. So that's forming a square to the Cancer people. And that can feel a little bit frustrating. You know, the square is a frustrating angle where you feel that blockage. And it's having to do with your sense of self in the world. That's when it's transiting that 10th house, it's bringing that up for you. And Cancer people are already sensitive. They don't need, you know, Chiron to square them. That's like the last thing you need. But it's really helpful because it makes you think about yourself in this sense of your true nature. You know, the 10th house is associated with your public reputation, your reputation in the world. Well, the world is a temporary thing. And so if we identify too much with that, then we become very worldly, instead of seeing that there's an illusion to that, and we don't have to buy into that. But it's difficult sometimes because we're just playing that role of the human being, and we're we're being related to by other people a lot of times, by people asking us, well, who are you? What do you do? And if you don't really resonate with what you do, it's hard to identify with it, right? So look at this period of time as a period of self-discovery. If you're feeling a little bit at odds with, even, you know, if there are some ambitions that are being, that could happen, because I think with the Eight of Wands, there could be some kind of thing really coming in. But you may feel this sense of like indifference almost sometimes, you know, with Chiron there, it may be telling you that your role to step into at this point in your life is as a healer. And maybe you've been doing this kind of cerebral work, and you find, you know, because the natural thing for a Cancer person to do would be like a nurturer or a healer anyway. But like I said, some Cancer people go into teaching. I always think of Cancer as the teacher, but other kinds of professions where the mind is dominant. And that might be what is going on. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it might be a timing issue that the cycle, you know, when you have your new moon in your sign, there's going to be another green light portal for about 2 months until late or mid or late August, where the personal planets are direct and there are no shadow periods. And I don't know, Mars might be, I don't know about Mars, because Mars is going to retrograde, but it'll happen later on. But it's just going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out for you, because that might be a period of time where you feel more momentum. But right now can at least be the cultivation phase. Just like people are starting to plant seeds for their gardens. They're not necessarily expecting any crops in the next 6 weeks, but they're starting to, they want those seedlings. Okay, so I'm going to turn it right side up, but I picked it in the reverse position, the Two of Wands in reverse, and this is that crossroads, and it could be 2 different careers, and that kind of touches upon what I was just talking about. And one related thing that has to do with this is that sometimes when people have these planets in air signs, or just that they just identify with something mentally, that they are not realizing that their soul urge is coming through sometimes. And the wands relate to fire energy, so that can be a great way of really kind of feeling it out, because fire represents passion. When you have a passion for something, and that's, again, that Magician card is connected to Aries, a fire sign. When you have a passion for something, you don't have to think about it. And this can include a person. So if the Knight of Swords is someone, or you're being like the Knight of Swords, you will know. It's not even something woo-woo. It's like, there's just like this, it's like a confidence, really, which is kind of an interesting thing. And I don't get this all the time, but it's like, you know how sometimes you get indecisive because you can see different possibilities with something, and that can be so aggravating because you don't see anything that is just like clear cut. But then sometimes you do. Sometimes it's not even an issue and you just totally know. And those are the times when I feel like things are the most likely to pan out in your favor. So if you don't really feel like you can make a decision about something, don't push it. The Eight of Wands tells me that when the time is right, everything's going to fall into place. And you're going to, like, if you feel that maybe the Wheel of Fortune in the reversed position is that you feel like things are not really turning, the wheel isn't turning. It's kind of, it's come to a standstill. So there are times when we have to like pull back, even when we're doing our manifestations. The Magician is, to me, the law of attraction. But the law of attraction is placing your order with the universe, and then you're sitting back and waiting for it to all come about. And some people, they just can't help themselves. They call and they want to check and see, have you really taken care of my order yet? And you have to let it percolate. Is that it? Percolate? I don't know. But anyway, that's what I have for you. Oh no, I do not just have that. I have a outcome card, the King of Swords, and that is a card of the emotions being put aside for now. I can almost hear some Cancer people gasping, but my emotions are my lifeblood. But sometimes you get too attached to people, places, and things. And so that might be something that you have to really, if there's a relationship you need to let go of, if the Knight of Swords is a person that you have tried to make it work with and it just isn't, and you feel like you're having to do all of the heavy lifting in the relationship, don't keep doing that. Don't cling with your crab claws to somebody or cling to the outcome of a situation. If you have started a business and you feel like things aren't going as quickly as you want, again, talking about these inner planets, a Cancer person can have Mars and Aries, and they can be very impatient. Or you might have Aries rising, for God's sakes. Moon in Aries, and you're just impatient. When is this going to manifest for me? So it's really about being dispassionate, which is actually a good thing sometimes, where you're not caught up in the impatience or the feeling that something isn't gelling properly. There may be the timing may be everything, and then when it happens, it's going to really happen, like the Eight of Wands suggests. And then, but see, that's the thing. It's like, this can be preparation time. This can be reflection time before things start to really accelerate. So you can look at it that way rather than just thinking, oh, well, it's not going to happen. Here it was. I tried to do something on my own and it didn't happen. And it's not that at all. So you have to kind of keep the faith, but also keep your patience and keep your emotions from interfering. And then you'll be good to go. Okay, Cancer, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, I'm primarily an astrologer. I do the tarot in personal readings. If a person wants a tarot reading by itself, that's fine, but I also have a chart analysis with a full-length tarot reading, and that's called the Whole Enchilada. That's for a special price. And then I have a double astrology reading, which has an hour of chart analysis with an hour of transits in the upcoming 12 months. And that's called my deep dive reading. So you can find out more about all of my readings at the link below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.